Yo, what's good, guys? I was just on the Monkey app and this girl was like, "You look like an influencer." I was like, I guess, I guess. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I just recently found out that roosters in the Chinese zodiac love that center of attention. So I've accepted that part of myself, I'm okay with that, actually, you know. I'm okay that I crave the validation and the attention. I think that it's a beautiful thing, actually, because I'm not resisting it. So if I'm not resisting it, there's no neediness, clinging attachment towards it. So I can truly enjoy this gamification of life, this art form, making my life a performance art piece, where I truly get to coexist with my reality in the way that I prefer. That's TPM, that's Primal Sutra tech, that's Pleasure Alchemy tech, that's Savage Shaman Seminar tech, okay? We have a lot of different forms or fractals of this thing, but I'm sure you're here for a reason. Welcome back, and it's Valentine's Day, so you guys want to know how to be a tantric flow state lover, okay? I'm gonna get real with you, okay? I'm gonna get very, very real with you. Breathing, okay? When your breathing becomes shallow, you come earlier, okay? As a man, right? As a woman, you can really experiment with the breathing deep and the breathing fast at the same time. You can even practice even like holding your breath at random moments. Men, you can also practice doing this because you've got to know your limits, right? So it could be as simple as you just getting more extra oxygen up into the lungs so that you can kind of elongate your body outwards a little bit, like this. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel, Gods and Goddesses in Training. I think personally, you are such a powerful individual, and you can shape your world to be a better lover. And the way you do this is you understand that you're living your life as if you love that shit. You love yourself and you love your life, you start to be a better lover. I can guarantee you on this fact. I can guarantee you on this fact. Now, a lot of people, they don't do pelvic floor exercises, okay? Pelvic floor exercises, back bridges, okay? Butterfly, where it's almost like the Kalari Sutra movement. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's usually for erectile dysfunction and so forth, but you get a lot of like blood flow down there, right? When you start doing this stuff. And I've noticed it with myself, my energy, my endurance, my stamina, everything starts getting affected by this. Also, raw shilajit, okay, in the mornings, okay? I just raw dog it, okay, which means basically like, wait, pause. It just means you take it naturally, right? I don't mix it with water. A lot of people, they mix it with hot water and they drink it like that, but I just love the taste of it for some reason. Like, I can't get enough of that stuff. Please get the gold resin one, okay? That one tastes way better than the other, black tar heroin looking stuff, okay? But yeah, that's just my perspective, okay? Take it or leave it. I really prefer using that. Of course, there's other herbs that you can tap into. Tonkat Ali, there is, Tribulus. There's a lot of these herbs that can just enhance your skill, lovemaking, blood flow, in general health, affecting your immune system, affecting your blood flow. Ginkgo biloba is another one. But that one also gets you into a head rush. So I would be very aware what you're mixing these different supplements with, okay? Be very cautious of this stuff, because I've had to make mistakes in the past. Like, I once took this thing in college, I remember. It was called like, I just remember I took this awful herb, okay? And what was it called? Yerba. It wasn't yerba mate. it's like a drink, right? Yeah, that stuff, bro. That I had almost like an allergic reaction to that, like in my body. So I was like, whoa. So you got to really experiment and take your time with this stuff, get to know what you're used to. I know the Quadable also has a great one on testosterone boosting with the Tonkat Ali frequency, which I thought was really cool, to use sounds as herbs to enhance your herb use, in a sense. I think that's very clever. So now let's talk about, you know, living like you're a symphony, okay? So it's almost like a song. You know how a song has a climax, right? A song has an overture. A song has a ballad. A song has a bridge. You have to think like this when you are making love, okay? You have to switch between the priest and beast as you're doing this thing. You have to know when to go yin, when to go yang with your own nature, okay? White Tiger Tantra, even the way that you finger, okay? Only the adepts know about this secret, but I'm not going to share any further on that. But it's about fingering. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The yin motions and the yang motions, right? And a combination of those two factors creates a very interesting harmonic, okay? And it takes Indian guys, dude, to do this stuff, because it only took Indian guys to make sex into a science, right? Like, oh, let's make it the Kama Sutra. Let's, you know, plan out all these positions. What's interesting in the Kama Sutra is even the earrings dangling and making sounds in various like positions, like with the woman on top and so forth. I think that's really interesting because based on the way that you move your hips, right? The earrings will clink, kind of like wind chimes, right? As you're making love. So even the jewelry that, you know, hits your chest or different accessories. Why do we have accessories? They're sexual, right? So when your sexuality gets enhanced based on even little props like this, you know, like this is why in BDSM or these different types of erotic play, they explore, you know, blindfolding, because you're stopping one of your senses, right? And so the other ones are going to be a lot more sensitive, more activated, you see? It really depends on your erotic blueprint, guys, okay? So if you haven't done the erotic blueprint quiz, I highly recommend it. I think it's the breakoutblueprint.com, I believe, or breakthrough, maybe something like that. I can post the link maybe in the chat down below if you're interested, or just send me a message and join the Telegram group and ask me there. But yeah, the erotic blueprint has given me a lot of clarity on my style of lovemaking. And now I understand why I'm so into like role play and things like this, you know, because it's like, it's fun for me, you know, because variety is actually one of my core needs. You have variety and certainty, right? I much more prefer variety rather than certainty, to be certain that, you know, it's going to be that way and it always is like that and it's nice and, you know, certain. I actually thrive in the uncertainty or the variety, right? The novelty that life gives me, that taps me into the zone way more than certainty. So when I get variety, even with, let's say I'm with the same partner, but she dresses up in different costumes, like that's actually gonna amplify my energy and love towards her, because I see her as all of these different fractals, right? I see the different parts of her maybe that she's repressed or maybe that she's hasn't encountered yet, right? And seeing her from all different angles, you know, it's like a fun house of mirrors, right? Understanding that quality about a person is my unique blend of this. So if you, let's say, do the quiz and you get, let's see the archetypes. So there is, so there's the kinky one. I know that one, okay? That one's just like freaky deaky, okay? If that's you, like, okay, go for it, you know, good luck, okay? Don't get pegged, okay? But yeah, I think a lot of us, we have a lot of misconceptions around sexuality and sex, right? And that debris, that residue, it stays in our minds and it corrupts a truly beautiful experience, you know, where two people are authentically generating like some kind of a vibe together, you know, and creating something so special. We were learning a little bit about primal play from the Solar Bull Apis, and it's very interesting because he said the hunter and the hunted are part of the same storyline, right? Like you got to understand how to play your role in this whole thing. And I think that's very important. Like, let's say you're more of a sensitive lover, right? You're a sensualist or whatever. You tap in much more to your senses. So that means you actually need the candles being lit and, you know, maybe a feather or something like this, right? Something more subtle in order for you to actually tap into your senses. So knowing your erotic blueprint actually helps you. It's like having awareness of yourself, right? Okay, this is me in erotic mode, erotic land, right? This is me And this is me amplified, which becomes like almost like a sex icon type of frequency. When you truly embody yourself, it's like hard for others to resist that, because you know why? Because that there's no sense of neediness to that love. It's such a pure thing that you have with yourself that others get a sense of that. That inspires them, because secretly they want to do the same. They want to express themselves. They want to go out. They want to break all these boundaries and shackles, right? We all have this kind of thing. We all have a glass ceiling, but I say, and I got this from one of my mentors, very powerful understanding. The glass ceiling is transparent, brother. That glass ceiling is transparent, girl. You get that? So that means that you can see what's on the other side. So why not, instead of break in case of emergencies, you shatter that thing. And what? You peer over the edge of the glass. Or maybe you even convert the glass into a telescope and you allow yourself to see even further. Your dreams even further. Like there's a limit to your dreams, and then there's like blam, right? Beyond that. Incomprehensible, really. Okay? And every 3 to 5 years, we have this leap year thing, this quantum leap that happens, right? And so we need to start to really plan for that. We need to understand we all have an enemy year. We all have a year where we glow up, okay? It's our year in the Chinese zodiac, right? Let's say the year of the rooster, I think 2027 would be my year, or 2022 is lit for me too. So, you know, it's very interesting. Like, I want to really find and fine-tune my character in terms of making love too, right? I'm not just gonna settle for that and what society has taught me, right? Dude, there's so many different projections onto us. Like porn teaches us to behave sexually in a very specific certain way, right? And if we don't match that criteria or whatever, we downplay ourselves. But look at what you're measuring against. It's fake, bro. There's camera tricks, there's angles, there's, you know, if you knew about the industry, you would know the bunch of messed up things that there are and like loopholes around these things, right? Now, maybe you want to tap into that energy. So maybe you want to be a little bit experimental or a bit more dominant or submissive in bed, right? You want to experiment with a new part of you, a new style that you're looking into, a new lingerie, lingerie, okay? A new lingerie, right? And you really want to embody the different aspects of you that you might have repressed. Like, because your dark masculine and dark feminine has got to be in play when you are in sexual union with someone too. It's going to interact with each other, whether you like it or not, because the shadow aspects always interact, right? So you gotta really find that bridge. There's a bad girl part of you, there's a bad boy part of you, right? There's a bad girl part of her, but there's a bad girl part of you and a bad boy part of you, right? And you know, she has a bad boy part of her too, but she also has a good girl and a good boy, and I also have a good boy and a good girl within me, right? In my nature. So think of it like the 4 minds that we possess. We have the light masculine and the dark masculine, the light feminine and the dark feminine, okay? We have access to all 4 minds, and all 4 minds have different characteristics or qualities. So if you ever feel like very lopsided, or you're being too in your immature feminine nature, not in your mature one, or let's say as a man, instead of taking a heroic risk, you're taking a stupid risk, you see? So that's still like you've devolved from your higher divine masculine nature when you're taking stupid risks rather than heroic, brave risks, right? That would actually amplify you, and you're taking calculated risks, right? That's a different frequency and energy, because risk is a flow state trigger that can tap you in. But if you're taking stupid ass risks, you're risking your own life, you're risking your own tribe, you're a liability, right? So you got to get yourself, you know, on a higher frequency, on a higher pendulum swing, right? And you got to catch that wave, because there's going to be dips of energy that come through, man. Schumann resonances are like just streaming in right now. I don't know if you guys know, but I keep a track on an app, okay? The Earth's tone, the Earth's frequency, and just huge streams of energy are coming in right now. And so many people are finding it difficult to adjust to this new timeline switch, right? Now, I would say remain truthful and authentic and drop away all illusion, Maya, okay? That would be my advice to you right now, because once you buy into the dogma and the, you know, there's a like a covert thing happening, and yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, but I wouldn't even call it that. Like, it's more so what is hidden, what is unknown to us, right? And so we project onto those bits of information. So be really wise with yourself right now and what you're doing. So back to the idea of making love. Like, for me personally, I have split love and lust into two, but I've also found the bridge that merges them. And for me personally, it's Shiva's energy. Okay, Har Har Mahadev. Okay, it's Shiva's energy. You know why? Because Shiva's energy is that consciousness holder, right? He is the one that can be that supportive clam that holds the pearl. You know, that is Shiva's purpose, is to make Shakti radiant and shine. Okay, so there's a structure that takes place. And within the structure, there is creativity is born. You see what I'm saying? So some of the great artists, they might be in complete chaos and they're not getting their work out there. Add a little bit of structure to their thing, boom, it blows up. Why? Because that's the energy. It's the yin and the yang. It's the container and the contained, right? It is that understanding of this energetic switch between Shiva Shakti that's always and constantly happening. You know? Because men are more in their logical mind, their logos or solar energy, and women are more in their lunar mind or their, you know, subconscious mind, you could say, and they're more tapped into their emotional worlds, right? Whereas a lot of men find it difficult to tap into their own emotions. They want to remain stoic and, yeah, bro, let's just go for it. Yeah, whoa, ho, ho. Like, that's not the archetype, bro. Chad Preet in the building, man. Chad Preet in the building. Bro, I'm Chad Preet in the building, man. Look. I look like a freaking genie, okay? And this is how I started off my monkey riz. Okay? Bro, I swear I look like I swear it would be so cool if I, in the future, I had an event that was called Chatter Genie, and I like gave people wishes, you know? Like, I have a vision for that in the future. That there's definitely gonna be a time where that happens. And I want you guys to also put some energy into it, because it's already real, it's already mine, it's already now, baby. Okay? Anyway, guys, to be a transcendent lover, you gotta make the love bigger than yourself. Performance anxiety is you worrying so much about, what am I doing? Am I doing this okay? Is this right? Am I pleasing her enough? Look for the signs. Listen, breathe deeper. You know, go through the experience actually, man. You're still stuck in the head, and that's the issue. So when you expand your sense of consciousness, the dimensions of your mind change, right? And you're experiencing it differently. Don't associate sex with depletion. Associate sexuality with a feeling of blissfulness and raising in your bliss body, being light activated, right? Like light activation subliminal. Go listen to those, okay? Light activation subliminals. I'm telling you. It's going to raise your energy up like this, and you're going to be able to last longer as well, right? It's really powerful, guys, right? I'd be spitting these facts at you. But again, some people might say, that's too much, man. There's too many things to keep in track of. I don't know. I just kind of want to, you know, feel something, you know? The craving for orgasm is a craving for oneness. You need to tap into the power of that source, my friends. You cannot separate yourself from it and look at it like this icky, disgusting, murky thing, like, I don't want to face that. No, I don't want to do that. Don't touch me there. I can't. That resistance that you feel around sexuality, you need to let it bloom and blossom up into your heart space, because that is a truly beautiful thing. That's what birthed you. That's where you came from. Right? An immoral act. You came from that. So this is very powerful to understand, man. Upward Spiral Gang, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be a tantric lover, be a flow state Jedi, or a priestess. Let's go. May we never be the same again. Us. Peace out, guys. Happy Valentine's. Us.